Today we're going to look at adding an extra layer of control to our work, and we're going to use a tool called Smart Dimensions. We're going to carry on working with very simple shapes, but what we're going to do is we're going to specify the exact size that we want each shape to be. This is also going to allow us to specify the exact position of each shape. So I start off in exactly the same way as I did in the first lesson. I go to Sketch, I pick a basic shape. Again, I'm going to use a rectangle for this, and I'm going to start off in the top plane. I'm going to draw the rectangle from the origin point. I'm just going to make it any size. Doesn't matter, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this tool here. This is the Smart Dimension tool. And I'm going to click on here, and I'm just going to click on this line here, and I'm just going to drag this line across here. And as soon as I've done that, this dialog box will appear, and it's got the actual measurement that I've drawn in there, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to 100 millimeters. Again, there's a green tick, so I must tick it before any changes are made, and you'll see that the shape has changed and is increased in length so that it is now exactly 100 millimeters. I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the bottom line as well. I'm going to take this along, press on it, pull it down. You can see there from that number that it's much shorter than this line, than the upward line. Click there, the dialog box will appear, and I'm going to change that to 100. And I'm going to click on the tick. So that's now a perfect square. It doesn't look like a perfect square in this view, but if I Control 8, you can see that that's absolutely fine. Press Control 7 again, and now I can just click on the tick to say that I've finished with the dimensions. Once I've done that, I can go back into Features, I can extrude the boss base, and again, if we're going to do a perfect cube, I've got to enter in 100. And press on the green tick, and that will give me a perfect cube shape, like so. Now I'm going to use the same Smart Dimension tool, but I'm going to use it to position a shape. So I'm going to click on the top of the box, creating my work plane. I'm going to go through to Sketch, and I'm going to click on the rectangle tool again. To make my life a little bit easier now, I'm going to press Control 8 and view onto the work plane, and I'm now just going to sketch a rectangle at any size. You can see that I actually want this to fit nicely in the center, and I want to have a 10 millimeter gap, but I'm not even close with my sketching. But this doesn't matter because I can put my dimensions on using the Smart Dimension tool. This time I'm going to click on the outside line of the first cube once, and then I'm going to click on the outside line of the second square once, and that will then give me the distance between those two lines, which I'm going to need to change to 10 millimeters. And don't forget when the tick appears to click it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm just going to repeat that process 4 times. Okay, once I'm happy, I'm going to click on the green tick. I'm going to move it back into a 3-dimensional view, and obviously now I can just again repeat using that Features tool there, and I can just use the Extrude Boss base. This time I'm going to need to adjust the height to 90 millimeters because I'm looking for a cube. Okay, in fact, made a little mistake there because I've taken 2 lots of 10 off, so I'm actually going to need to change the height to 80 millimeters and click on the tick, and then I will end up with a perfect cube on top of a perfect cube. I can then repeat that process over and over again until I build a tower, or I can come out with the sides just like we did do in the first tube.